Welcome to today's episode where we're delving deep into the management of colon polyps, focusing on those tricky ones with thick and long stalks, using the Endoloop technique. For our listeners who thrive on visuals, I'll do my best to paint a clear picture with words. Firstly, when we refer to pedunculated polyps, particularly the Paris 0 ippy type with a substantial stalk, it presents a unique resection challenge. Think of a polyp, like a tiny mushroom, with potentially one or more big arteries coursing through its stalk. This anatomy ups the risk of bleeding during or post-removal. Now, to handle this risk, there are interventions either before or after the resection aimed at preventing postpolipectomy bleeding. Some methods to note include clipping, injection, employing the endoloop, or a combination of these techniques. Moving on to endoloops. For those 0 ip lesions, a popular recommendation is the pre-resection endoloop placement. Now, though endoloops might visually remind one of snares, they have a distinct operational difference. Imagine a snare that doesn't have the ease of opening and closing. That's your endoloop in a nutshell. The standard procedure involves passing a catheter, equipped with the endoloop, just above the polyp head. This action is done with care, revealing the loop incrementally. Once it's fully visible, the loop is guided to encircle the polyp head. For a more illustrative understanding, it's like threading a needle in reverse. You're not threading the loop but placing it, positioned on a catheter, around the polyp head. The goal is to see the endoloop snugly wrapping the stalk, ideally about 10 mm from its base. As the loop gets tightened, using the pushing ring or band, the endoscopist must ensure the scope remains closely aligned with the action. Then, the catheter is carefully retracted through the scope's working channel. At this juncture, a fascinating shift occurs. The polyp head begins its color transformation, adopting a blue or purplish hue. This color shift is pivotal. Upon witnessing this, the resection or the polyp's removal commences in 3 stages. Firstly, the snare is clinched firmly for approximately 30 seconds, inducing natural coagulation. This is followed by a brief application of a coagulation current, and finally, the cutting current takes over. The computer-controlled endocut current is particularly effective for this. A word of caution for those using clips: one must be vigilant not to